Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. And today's video is extra special because today I am going to tell you about one scholarship which can cover up to 26,000 pounds. Yes, that is approximately 31 lakh rupees, and it can cover almost entire tuition fees. Of course, I am talking about the Think Big scholarship which is offered by the University of Bristol. And yes, this is the same University of Bristol which is ranked at number 54 by QS in 2026. So let's jump right into it. And अगर आप interested हो in studying at University of Bristol, then make sure that you check out my dedicated video where I've reviewed the university from A to Z. And I've covered everything from its courses, fees, rankings, student life, and even some scholarships. But today's video is only about one scholarship, which is the Think Big scholarship, जो कि University of Bristol की flagship scholarship program है. So before waiting anymore, let's jump into it. So Think Big is not just a scholarship. This is actually an entire support system which is offered by the University of Bristol. And this is by far one of the most wide-ranging scholarships that I have personally ever seen. Because this is valid for almost all programs offered by the University of Bristol. Of course, the amount might vary depending on your course, but still, this is definitely one of the most generous ones where you can apply for. So in this video, I will tell you about the exact amount you can get, how to actually apply for it, and what are the different categories that you can apply with. And make sure that you stick till the end, because I will tell you about some bonus scholarships which are also offered by the University of Bristol, which are not a part of Think Big but can help you save even more on your tuition fees. So the Think Big scholarship is actually divided into two categories, for undergraduate and postgraduate programs. We'll start with the undergraduate programs first, and there are a total of 5 scholarships that you can apply for. ये 5 scholarships के बीच में 3 चीज़ें एकदम common है. The first is the deadline, which was on the 24th February of 2025. I know that this deadline has already passed, but this information was for fall 2025 intake. And 2026 intake की information अभी announce नहीं हुई है, but we are expecting कि वो जल्दी announce हो जाएगी. Apart from this, all 5 of these scholarships have a separate application form. मतलब आपका जो कोर्स का एप्लीकेशन है उससे एकदम सेपरेट आपको एक और एप्लीकेशन क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट इज दैट यू डोंट इवन नीड एन ऑफर लेटर इन हैंड. मतलब while you're still waiting for your offer letter, you can still apply for this scholarship. Now the first scholarship in this category is the Think Big International Scholarship, जिसमें you can get either 6,500 pounds or 13,000 pounds per year for the entire duration of your course. मतलब this can actually be renewed for 3 or 4 years of your entire bachelor's degree. And this is valid for all courses offered by University of Bristol except medicine, veterinary sciences and dentistry. So Think Big scholarships के अंदर actually 2 categories हैं, undergraduate and postgraduate. Within undergraduate there are actually 4 different scholarships. So we will start there. So ये जो 4 scholarships हैं इनके अलग-अलग names हैं. So they are Think Big International Scholarships and 3 department specific scholarships which are business, economics and policy studies. Now again there is one more thing which is common, which is the amount. So for undergraduate programs you can either get 6,500 pounds or 13,000 pounds per year for the entire duration of your course. मतलब अगर आपका course even 3 years या 4 years का है, so you can end up saving a lot of money on your tuition fees. So the first one, which is the Think Big International Scholarship, is valid for almost all fields except medicine, dentistry and veterinary sciences. But if you're applying to any of the 3 departments of business, economics or policy studies, so they have a separate scholarship for that. And of course, you can't combine 2 scholarships at once. There is only one small catch, that if you're applying for one of the economics programs, then there is actually a list of eligible programs. And you can see the full list on the screen right here. So now let's talk about the postgraduate scholarship. This is almost the same as the undergraduate scholarship, but there are a few important differences, and these are good differences. So the first is obviously the amount. So apart from the 6,500 or 13,000 pounds, now there is a third and the highest tier, which is 26,000 pounds per year, which is almost the entire tuition fees. So like the undergraduate scholarship, there are actually now 8 different scholarships for postgraduate programs, and they are divided by different departments. So these are the Think Big Postgraduate Scholarship and 7 department specific scholarships such as business, economics, education, innovation, law and justice, nutrition, physical activity and public health, and finally policy studies. Now all of the postgraduate scholarships are exactly the same. मतलब जितना आपको अमाउंट मिल सकता है, जो उनकी डेडलाइन है, वो सब कुछ सेम है. In fact, the deadline for last year was 23rd April, and 2026 की deadline अभी announce नहीं हुई है, but the applications will open in the next few weeks. The only difference is the course that you are applying for. So for example, if you're applying for a course in the business school, you will be eligible for the Think Big About Business. Similarly, if you're applying for some economics or policy studies related courses, then you will be eligible for the respective department scholarship. If you want the full list of all the eligible courses, you can see it in the screen right now, where I have listed all eligible courses for each of these 7 different departments. Now that you know everything about the Think Big scholarship, I am sure that you are just waiting for the applications to open and apply as soon as possible. But it's not that easy, because the application form itself is quite complex and needs a lot of careful thought before you actually submit your application. So as part of the application, you generally need to answer a few essay questions. And the most tricky part is that these essay questions change every single year. Now we don't know the essay questions for 2026 yet, but I can at least show you the essay questions for last year. And these were the 3 essays which were asked. Now if you want to maximize your chances of getting the Think Big scholarship, then you should really think hard about your answers to the essay questions. And the 3 questions are designed in such a way that you are able to demonstrate your potential as a student at University of Bristol. So if we judge by last year's questions, then Bristol is looking for very well-rounded students who don't just excel in academics, but actually are very, very talented in other skills and other achievements. And they are also looking for students who can enhance the entire experience of the entire cohort, not just their own. Plus, they also expect students to have a very clear view of what their long-term goals look like, and not someone who is not really sure of what they want to do in their career. So that was everything that you needed to know about the Think Big scholarship. But as promised, I obviously have some bonus scholarships for you, which are also offered by the University of Bristol. So first we will talk about the UG scholarships, and there are 3 in total. So the first one is the Kaplan Bristol Progression Scholarship, which offers £3,000 for students progressing from a pre-master's course at Kaplan International College. The second is the Sanctuary Scholarship, which offers a full tuition fee waiver and even a living cost stipend for students from asylum seeking and refugee communities. And finally, the Vice Chancellor Scholarship offers up to £3,000 per year for students who are especially talented in music, sport or drama. For postgraduate courses, there are 2 bursaries on offer. The first one actually awards £3,000 for a course in arts, law or social sciences, and the second one awards up to £2,000 for a course offered by the School of Geographical Sciences. Now, apart from all of the scholarships offered by the University of Bristol, there are in fact some external scholarships as well, where you can get additional funding. The most popular one by far is the Chevening Scholarship. The only eligibility criteria is that you need to have at least 2 years of full-time work experience. And the other is the Marshall Partnership Scholarship, which also offers additional funding for students. So that wraps up today's entire list of all scholarships offered by the University of Bristol. And trust me, this is by far one of the most generous scholarships that I have ever seen. So if you're actually serious about applying and studying in the UK, then make sure that you keep checking the website regularly for updates, because the applications can open really any day. And if you want me to make a detailed video on how to apply for the Think Big scholarship, then comment Think Big below and I will walk you through each step of the process and even do a detailed analysis of all the essay questions for this year. So अगर आपको आज की वीडियो पसंद आई, so make sure that you like this video and share it with your friends, and even subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future updates.